Peter, thank you so much. As we said earlier, whilst speaking to our journalist, Jadely Polzer, that it certainly has been a very busy weekend for the South African Police Service members as they were over the weekend observing and celebrating the National Police Day. Cabinet approved the 27th January as National Police Day in 2005, and the day really aims to remember the sacrifices that the men and women in blue, including support staff and community policing forums, who displayed extraordinary excellence and commitment in the execution of their daily duties and beyond. So yesterday saw some award ceremony taking place to encourage and reinforce a culture of excellence, exceptional conduct and professionalism within the department. 33-year-old Warrant Officer Severiano Blundin, a member of from Port Elizabeth, was voted by the audience as the overall winner of the night. Warrant Officer Blundin joins us now live from our studios in Port Elizabeth, and with him is the police spokesperson, Brigadier Vish Naidoo. Good afternoon to you, gentlemen. Thank you so much for coming through.
Very good afternoon to you, Palesa, and thank you for this opportunity.
Good afternoon, Palesa.
Thank you so much for coming through. So I suppose, Warrant Officer, congratulations are in order for you. Were you expecting this award?
Well, to be honest, I didn't expect it at all. It was quite a shock for me.
How does it feel to be voted for by your colleagues? This one came from the floor, from your colleagues. It certainly feels a bit special, doesn't it?
Oh, yes, definitely. I feel so honored and I feel so excited and very happy, and I'm grateful also to be nominated by the audience.
But then yours is a story of courage and fearlessness, I suppose, that actually won the hearts and the minds of the audience. Tell us a bit about how this award came about. Take us back to the incident of the 16th of January in 2019.
I'm going to try and break it down. But first of all, I would actually like to thank our Heavenly Father, Jesus Christ, for giving me the ability and the protection, especially on that specific day. Well, it first led off to a shooting incident that occurred where the specific vehicle was involved. However, I was off duty and I happened to spot the specific vehicle. I then placed myself on duty and ended up in a high-speed chase for this vehicle and the suspects in the vehicle. A high-speed chase ensued and a shootout. However, one of the most notorious gang leaders in our northern areas was fatally wounded in this incident. And I happened to recover 18 firearms on that specific incident. And that actually led to a whole, if I can put it this way, a can of worms being opened, because it led to a whole internal investigation whereby a certain gun trader was, actually the firearms were stolen from the certain gun trader. Over 169 firearms were stolen, and it was never reported. And this whole incident led to that, and so far we've recovered about 80 of those firearms off the street by various units, and it also led to the actual gun trader, the owner himself, being declared unfit, and the gun shop or the gun trader has been closed down. So basically, based on that, it led to the whole event, and me achieving that specific award.
Wow, to think of that you were off duty on that particular day. And I suppose, Brigadier Naidoo, this story of Warrant Officer Blundin speaks to a police officer being a police officer on a permanent basis, even when they are off duty.
Yes, indeed. I mean, there's no such thing as off duty for policemen and women. You know, the fact that you have this police attitude flowing in your blood, it doesn't put a police officer. In many instances and occasions, we find police officers placing themselves on duty and acting, and this is something that the general population doesn't really know about. You know, when you have committed, dedicated police officers, many of them, in fact, in the organization that do this type of thing. And I think on that particular day, and in most cases, police officers really put their lives at risk, like it was with Warrant Officer Blundin. this warrant officer, I think, in the past few years has shown dedication, he's shown zest and determination. In fact, last year he was nominated and chosen as for the National Commissioner's Award, where he was rewarded financially. He was also given a promotion on stage at the National Excellence Awards. So, and then for this Excellence Awards as well. So his contribution is growing. For him, it's the work that he's done and his colleagues have been doing served as motivation for him. It serves as motivation for other members. And every year, this is the 7th year running that we're having the National Excellence Awards. And every year, we just see more and more people becoming more competitive, becoming more professional, and their contributions are becoming overwhelming as the years are progressing. And that's one of the primary objectives of the National Excellence Awards. And coming back to your initial question, I think very little is said and done about the work that policemen, majority of the policemen and women are doing. And I think this Excellence Awards has showcased the police for what they really are and what they really stand for.
Yeah, and also let's just look into other categories really, because I know that part of what you were, the award ceremonies were aimed to achieve is also to recognize support staff members, your reservists, as well as some community policing forums.
Yes, indeed. There's actually over 40 categories that we've acknowledged. Like you said, support staff members, visible policing members, detective members, and we have per category, we have 3 levels. It's your salary level 3 to 8, and then from 9 to 13. And then we have more senior managers of the year, best station of the year, and so forth. So all of those categories are recognized so that we don't miss out any of those people that are making a contribution wherever they are placed in the organization, to the ultimate goal and objective of ensuring that people are and feel safe in the country. So we had to put in all those 40 plus categories, 45 to be precise, so that we could accommodate all of these, all of the members, in the organization. And yes, reservists as well. If I may, Palesa,
yeah.
Actually, the reservist that works with Warrant Officer Blundin, he got Best Reservist of the Year last year.
Oh, nice.
So it just tells you, how they complement each other, what they do for each other in terms of motivation and instilling confidence and progressing from there. So that reservist as well is sending out a message to other reservists and even to civilians who have any intention of becoming reservists on exactly what is in store for them as well from a motivational point of view.
All right. So today was the actual National Police Day. We heard the Minister of Police, Bekicele, speaking a little earlier on. But now, Warrant Officer, there is a new set of wheels for you just for doing what you do best.
Oh, yes. And I'm going to surely get it within the next week or so.
Yeah.
Just waiting on the paperwork and then it will be finalized. So I will definitely enjoy that wheels.
All right. So maybe just before we let you go, your message to other police officers out there.
My message to all my fellow colleagues and all SAPS members out there. For me, I put the Lord first. I don't know what your objective might be, but if I can advise you never to give up. Never to give up on your goals, never to give up on yourself. Because I think it starts with yourself actually. And let this be a mere inspiration to you and an encouragement, the SAPS National and Provincial Awards, so that you can achieve what you long for and what you want to achieve in life. So let this be a mere inspiration for you guys. So keep on doing what you do, but do it to your utmost best until you reach the top. Just never give up.
All right. So talking about the top, I'm actually curious to hear, where do you see yourself in 5 years' time or 10 years' time within the SAPS?
Well, I definitely see myself as a commissioned officer. So I can also train my junior members and just take the SAPS further in upholding the code of conduct of our SAPS.
All right. No, we wish you everything of the best. Thank you so much for coming through. But Brigadier Naidoo, also there were some events that were arranged to raise funds for the children and the wives and the families of those who died in line of duty.
Yes, Palesa, but before I go there, I just want to quickly conclude where Warrant Officer Blundin left off. He's going to be included in the Junior Management Corps program, as well as the High Flyer program of the organization. He's actually already included. This is going to help in his development and the development of his fellow colleagues within those programs. So to answer your question of where he sees himself in the next 5 years, I think he answered rightfully. He has everything it takes for him to become a commissioned officer. We need people like him to now transfer the energy, the determination, the mentality that he has to junior members as well. And currently where he's standing, I think he's also serving as a very fine example. And now coming back to your question about the build-up programs that we have until this day of the National Police Day. Yes, on Friday we had the National Commissioners Golf Challenge, and then the gala dinner that followed that evening was solely to raise funds for the South African Police Service Education Trust. This trust has been established solely for the purpose of educating the children of police officers, men and women that have lost their lives, that have given their lives in the cause of fighting crime. And we have nearly 1,000 children that have been educated through this program. We're currently financing 200, so we welcome any donations from anybody. No amount is too small, no amount is too big. All the information is on the SAPS website, www.saps.gov.za.
Okay.
We're encouraging people, businesses, individuals to come forward. And then on Saturday, we donated a house to a 79-year-old Gogo, a grandmother that's been looking after 6 people, including her child and 5 grandchildren in the Motherwell area. And then we had the Excellence Awards last night. And then today, one of the most important events of all was the celebration of the National Police Day.
All right. No, it's been a very busy weekend. Thank you so much for coming through, Warrant Officer Blundin, as well as Brigadier Vish Naidoo. He is the police spokesperson.